What's up, everyone? Jughead's Journey here. Welcome back to our Berserk Manga reading series. Today we're reading both chapters 0.09 and chapter 0.10. Today we're starting a new collection, I guess I would call it, The Golden Age, chapter 1 and chapter 2. So, without any further ado, read alongside with me during my full uncut reading reaction, and then stay for my deep analysis discussion afterwards. So, manga time. The Golden Age, chapter 1. Again, the first 1, 2, 3 pages that are always this pristine detail, pencil illustration I love. Hey, look. Oh, we have a bunch of dead bodies, corpses, some skeletons, some with still flesh on their bones, lynched, hung from a tree. Is that baby Guts? Oh my God! Look at the umbilical cord. Look at the umbilical cord. His pregnant mother was hung from the tree, and he came out of her. The umbilical cord broke, and he's just been sitting in the dirt. What the hell? That is graphic. To be page 1 in this new The Golden Age, the juxtaposition of that, The Golden Age, and then the first thing you see is a bunch of what looks like children and adults hung, lynched from a tree, and we find out that Guts was born underneath that. He fell out of his dead, lynched mother. Jesus Christ. Yep, oh my, dude. This illustration right here, the frail, can see the ribs. Whoa. Pretty grisly. Ooh. Poor girl, she's been acting funny since her miscarriage 3 days ago. That would have been your kid, right, Gambino? How the hell should I know? So this is a slave of sorts, implying that this soldier raped her and she had a miscarriage, and so now she's naturally formed a bond with this baby that she's found on the floor. Hey, Shisu. How long are you going to stay there like that? Snap out of it. That kid's dead already. And thrown into the mud. Oh, yawning and crying. He's not dead. Huh? Hey, that kid's alive. Under the dead body of its mother, the baby made its birthing cries, cradled in a mire of blood and afterbirth. That's so graphic. And instantaneously, you see the iconic Guts hair. She breaks free, runs after him again, picks him up. Hey, Shisu. She attempts to run away. Oh, no, she runs back in the wagon, yes. She's okay now that she has a baby to take care of. You gonna allow that, Gambino? Hell, if I care. She can do what she wants. I don't know about that. What is it? It's a bad omen, isn't it? Picking up a kid at a place like this? You guys scared? So his name is Gambino. One of the five families, and I guess you gonna allow that, Gambino, either because he's in charge of the entire, platoon cavalry here, including the slaves, or she is specifically his sex slave. I'm not sure. His property. Why, no, you've got to be kidding. Sheesh. It'll die anyway if we just leave him alone. Until then, let it be Shisu's little toy to console her. Come on. Let's get out of here and stop jabbering about this crap. A bad omen, isn't it? 3 years later. So he is 3 years old here. Hold on, Shisu. Guts, get out of here. She's got the plague. If you get infected, it'll be the end of you too. I thought she was pregnant again and giving birth again. But she's got the plague. She's dying. he looks completely, unfazed. Born in afterbirth and blood and mud, this Guts is immune to everything. Reaching out to Guts. Oh, so his name is already Guts. Even at 3, his name is Guts? That's what she named him? Where's Gambino? He won't come. He's in the middle of a siege. Shameful. You'd think a man would be with his woman in her dying moments. Okay, let's stuff something in between her teeth. So she is his woman. Property, most likely, though. Hey, what are you doing? Guts. Reaching out to him again. Guts. And she dies. There's that siege we see going on. Huge explosion. Look at this knight and his horse getting just blown to Kingdom Come. 3 years later again. So now he's 6. Another siege on a castle. There's Gambino. Yo, Guts, a spear. Give me a spear. So he's a part of the cavalry. Well, I forget what you call that. Like the person. I don't know if there is a term for it. I don't know what you would call it. The person that every commander leader has a secondary, not assistant, but like person below them. I forget what it's called. But I assume that's what he is at 6. Come on, don't just sit there. I love how you're telling that to a 6-year-old in the middle of a war. And I wonder if this is the first death or piece of violence he's seen. I doubt it, but I don't know. Because I would want to know if I'm looking at the moment he witnesses violence for the first time or not. And the knight falls on top of him. Oh, so maybe not the first time he's seen death or violence, but this man's entrails are on top of him. And he gets hit, knocked out. Don't just stand there. You trying to get me killed? Oh, he hit him. God damn it. Who the hell do you think feeds you? This guy's a piece of shit. Toxic relationship here. But it's the only father figure he has. If I die, you'll end up a corpse on the side of the road. Hey, they're coming. Attack! What are you looking at? You got a problem? I'll throw you out right now. Right in the battlefield. Feh. That bitch Shisu sure picked up a pesky little bastard. His first tooth knocked out. Already lost a tooth at 6. Hopefully it's the baby teeth and it'll grow back. Looks like they've won. Because it's cut from here to there. And now they're chilling, training. Let's go. Come on, come on. Is that all you got? So again, this is a father figure, man to look up to for Guts. Training him, giving him attention, keeping him alive, housing him, feeding him. A knee to the gut. Come on, we're not dancing here. Gambino, you're going too far. You can't expect to teach sword fighting to a 6-year-old kid. He can't expect to keep on eating free meals forever. We're mercenaries after all. Mercenaries. So are they knights a part of a kingdom under a king? Or are they purely mercenaries for hire? Like contract killers. A small bandit of people. Because it looked like there was a huge army of them. But if they're mere mercenaries, or if they're mercenaries, a small squadron, platoon of mercenaries that are attached to the overall larger army. That I don't fully understand. He's got to earn his own bread around here. That's fine, but Guts, why don't you use a sword more your size? Oh, he's a pig-headed little guy. We don't keep children's weapons around here. So he's always had a sword bigger and heavier than him. So as he's grown, so has the sword, up until adulthood when he's wielding Dragon Slayer. No good, no good. Go, go, get him, kid. Don't hold back. Use your hips more. Use your hips. Not enough projection. There. And he gets, they're actually, because it's real swords, not wooden training sparring. It's, hey, if you get cut, you get cut. Scar here, scar here, scar here. But we know this face, and we know this hair for sure. And he gets a slice in. He gets a cut in. But he's not going to like that. You know, he got cut by a little kid. He's not going to like that. He's not going to be proud of him. He's not going to say good job. He's not going to, smile like, okay, he's a fighter. He's saying, you runt. Cut across the nose. Gambino, hey, you're going too far. He's just a kid. Careful with him. Careful. It's an awful cut all the way to the bone. That was a bit childish, wasn't it? Gambino, sir. Yeah. I guess I pushed him a little too hard. Hot. So hot. My face feels like it's on fire. My nose clogged with blood, my head so heavy I can't breathe. How long does he plan to keep the kid anyway? Did you hear where the kid came from? Yeah, I heard he was born from a corpse. For people in our line of work who put our lives at risk, he's a bad omen. He'll bring us bad luck. I bet it's his fault that Shisu died of the plague. The typical, overhearing conversations that make you feel like you're a bird in the conversations you're not meant to hear. Eavesdropping. He's a bad omen. He was born from a corpse. It's his fault. He's a burden for mere existing, taking up this surface area. Wow, what an image that is. Right here. That's gonna be my thumbnail. This right here, sleeping with the sword, his object of comfort. When you're cold and alone, shivering and alone, you try to grab something warm. Him, cold steel. 98, 99, 100. So 100 swings of the sword. Oh, how's his nose look? We don't really see it that much. When I'm swinging this sword, I don't have to think about anything. All the calluses, blisters on his hands. You sure are taking a long time to draw water. Gambino. Is that an actual clam? Or is that something in it? It's medicine. Rub it on your wounds. Again, that's a form of affection. Giving him attention, giving him medicine, showing care. That is feeding the toxic relationship between this father-son. Gambino, thank you. Hurry up and get the food ready. And he does look cute, innocent, despite the fact it should already be lost. Ah, so it is just clam juice? Okay. Perhaps it was for no other reason than to soothe his guilty conscience. Oh, so this is immediately after the last few pages, because the cut on his nose is still fresh. It could perhaps even be the next day. 3 years later again, so now he's 9. This is at 9 years old. Another siege on a castle. Are they attacking or defending? I would assume attacking because you're mercenaries. You're always on the attack. and they've blown through the gate. All right, guys, let's go to work. Where's Guts? Right here. We see him. It's like where's Waldo, but where's Guts? And he's right here, and he's carrying the sword upside down. First one there takes all. Let's make some money. It's okay. So they're not fighting for anybody or for a cause other than pillaging and plundering. Don't overexert yourself, kid. Just do what's needed. Because if you die, you lose everything. Survival is paramount. Hey, Guts. It's your first battle. Work hard. See, that's the difference, you know. Last siege we saw, it was, hey, I'll leave you right here in the middle of the battlefield. Here it's like, hey, your first battle, your first real battle with armor and a weapon, work hard. Charge! And this is incredible illustration. I love the mixing and matching of armor and weaponry, helmets, chest plates, leather and steel, and just seeing, you know, it's not a formal military. It's a group of mercenaries, and you know, they take what they have, use what they have. Different shields, different armor, different helmets, different braziers, different chest plates, different weapons. Running, pant. Steel clashing with steel. Guts putting in some work himself. When does he get his first kill? Is it about to be this? It is not. He gets his helmet knocked off. But he's swinging upwards, and you see the steel clash with the guy's neck underneath the helmet. Is it going to get the neck? I see blood drawn. Yep. His first kill. But then he gets, what's that weapon called? With the spiky balls on the chain. Not a mace. I forget what it's a bludgeon of some sort, and he gets it straight to the back. And he's not wearing metallic armor. He's wearing what looks like just leather armor. So that's gotta fucking hurt. And he's thrown to the ground. Oh, this guy's a brute. But I saw in chapter 0.01 or 0.02, you know, this is the first beast he's taken on. And as he's grown up, there's been beasts even larger than him. Let's see how oh, he's saved. Never mind. He doesn't, that, of course, you know, the kid's not going to kill this guy. But he's saved by Gambino. Sword straight through the back of the spine, through the trachea. Gambino, watch your back. This isn't sword practice. After you've killed one, move on. So there's not even a moment to gather. This was Guts' first kill, but like he said, you killed one. It's not special. This is not a moment. You're a mercenary. We move on. Keep killing. Come on, hurry up. Work. So whoever they're working for, this is where they get paid. So now he's an actual soldier. Is he going to get his own? Is he going to get his own payment? Or no, because he's just a kid? Gambino, what do you want? Here. Here you go. And a token of not appreciation, but hey. Well, keep it up. I will. You know, he's getting those glares and gleams, turning head of, you know, I don't know if I would call it respect or admiration, but more so just acknowledgement and attention from this man he clearly looks up to, who is protecting him, saved his life, training him. Again, this is going to be this is Berserk. I'm only 0.09 chapters in, and I understand I can look out for toxic relationships. Again, Guts is going to think this is more than what it is. Gambino still sees this kid as mere property and still expendable flesh. You know, he's walking around proud of that one coin he has, you know, flipping it around. Look at him. Who the fuck is this guy? Donovan. Gambino. What? Something I can do for you, Donovan? This fucking ogre. Whenever it gets to be this time, I can't stop shaking. Why is he shaking? Whenever it gets to be this time, does he mean this time of night because he's vulnerable and afraid and left to his own? What's about to happen? Who's there? Donovan. Oh my God. Is about to happen what I think is about to happen? Is this why in the first chapters starting this manga he doesn't like to be touched? That is such a creepy image. Reaching for the sword, and he just comes lunging at him like a beast, a monster. Pins him down. The Golden Age 1. End. What the hell's about to happen in the next chapter? God damn it. Now we move on to chapter 0.10. Golden Age, chapter 2. Wow, look at this color art. What a treat this is to see it in color. Another cover page. And this is what I'm not looking forward to flipping through. If what's about to happen is what I assume is about to happen, I don't even know if it's smart for me to utter the word in case YouTube doesn't like it, but I'm a grown-ass man. We are grown-ass people here. We're gonna move forward like adults here. What? Quit struggling. He's gagging him. I ain't here to eat you. Come on, relax and it'll be over soon. Happens all the time in our... Yeah, he's about to be sexually assaulted. And that's exactly what he went to Gambino for when he said, hey, can I talk to you? He's putting himself on him, forcing himself on him, but he's a fighter. Kicks him straight in the crotch, tries to reach for the sword. He's not gonna like that. Kicks him in the gut. He's already naked. Damn kid fights like a wildcat. Enough of your wriggling. I paid Gambino good money. I bought you for the night. Paid Gambino 3 silver coins. All your worth to the man you look up to. Your father figure. 3 silver coins. You got bought for a night. Like a piece of property. Something you can rent. Gambino sold your ass out. No. That's a lie. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to get a full illustration of a rape. Jesus Christ. And how was censorship like this back in the day? In the 80s, 90s? I know manga is different than what can be shown on television depending on the country, but how was this presented back in the day? Is it the same, you know, are there age ratings for graphic novels and manga and comics? That I'm not sure of, because I've never read something like this before as a graphic novel or a manga or a comic before, where I would even have to wonder what the censorship or age restrictions are. So I'm curious about that. Now it's the next morning. He leaves. He laughs. He is broken, dazed, bruised. And this goes into what we see in the first chapters when I first started this manga. He hates to be touched. And he hates physical touch, and he can't connect to others. And I assume it's this deep-seated trauma from childhood. He's shaving in the morning. Guts? Go on and make breakfast. Feed the chickens too. And he looks like he has the resolve to demand answers, ask questions. He got up out of that tent, put a blanket on, grabbed a sword, and he wants answers. What? You want to do sword practice this early? Sorry, but I got a hangover. Do it someplace else. You mean Gambino doesn't know about last night? Get a move on. Gambino. Yeah? Gulp. Never mind. See, he's unsure, questioning, because this is the man he looks up to, father figure, the man who's trained him, the man who's made him strong, the person who feeds him and houses him, clothes him. He wouldn't do this to him. He's unsure, trying to, rationalize in his head of, oh, he doesn't know what happened last night. He doesn't even know what I could be upset about. And he takes that frustration out here. The mercenary group moves on. Sure are a lot of them. Don't let it scare you. They just got beaten. Morale's down low. Now listen up. Our sponsor's orders are to hit them so hard, they'll never even think of forming another army. Of course, we agreed that all plunder becomes ours. As always, first one there takes all. And they're just... But he's not looking away in fear or intimidation. He looks right at him as he says it, and he turns away to focus, getting ready for the charge. And he has the resolve, the bloodlust, the confidence, the poise. Another kill added to his tally. On horseback, too. Splits his head in half with an axe. Where do you think you're going? Ooh! Look at that. Eyeballs flying out. God damn. Uh-oh. Crossbow bolt. This is guts. Straight through the chest. Straight through the chest cavity. Right here. There's Guts. Getting his revenge. Fuck you. Die alone in this forest. Take another bolt while you're at it, right? Guts? You little... Ooh, yep, another one right through the mouth. Can't even talk. One through the heart, one through the chest, probably collapsed a lung, other in the mouth. Say it. Look at that smile on his face, too. Say it. Say it again. Who sold me out? Say it. Gam, I dare you to say it. Bolt in the mouth and a sword in the mouth. Is he laughing or yawning? With the, oh, or he's sighing, a sigh of relief. But how are we gonna, I guess he doesn't have to, nobody really has to, hey, where'd Donovan go? Because, you know, he could have just died in battle. Oh, because the battle's still going on. Okay. Charge, just one more push. What the fuck happened here? What the hell happened there? Is that Gambino? I guess that's Gambino? Is the I guess. Because it immediately cuts to this. He lost a lot of blood, but I managed to save him. Come on, he managed to last through the battle like this? It ain't like he died that easy. Still, with that leg, I expect he'll never fight again, chances are. We've got to think about what to do. And about a new leader. I say Duncan for now. Is Duncan a different character, or was I mistaking Duncan for Donovan? Who they don't know is dead, perhaps. Unless they do know, I'm trying to think. But he did sell Guts out, so are we going to find this out? You've always acted superior to me. High and mighty, selfish, cold, always smiling like you were looking down your nose at other people. And he touches his nose, where he cut him so deep it hit the bone. Technically cartilage, I guess. Wait, don't die on me. Shisu, I'm on my way back. He's delirious. That ain't you. You don't sound like you at all, Gambino. Actually showing some humanity. Not like the cold stone killer. Man of little emotion that he thought he knew him by. 2 years later. So he's 11? Leading another charge through the hillside, fighting in an open field. So now he's an 11-year-old warrior, still rocking this like leather helmet, but he upgraded chest armor. Still fighting people with no armored horse and little armor on himself. Against, like, look at this shield and sword, armored horse, taking on an 11-year-old kid. And slashes his neck. Gambino! Good dog. Gambino, look at this. I killed the enemy general. I won the reward for it. This much should get you plenty of wine and women. Meat? Huh? You know, meat for the dog. So, look how frail he's gotten. Not like a warrior anymore. All, like, look how much fat, you know, meat he's lost. Not fighting anymore. Unless that's just how I'm taking it, but he looks very frail and old in just 2 years. And now, to look at how affectionate he is to this dog, you know, he doesn't care about, oh, wine and women, okay, but what about meat? What about paying for meat for the dog? You know, he's hungry. Whereas he's always told Guts, hey, you have to earn the food you eat. You have to earn the roof you sleep under. Oh, what's wrong? Hurry and get it. Hurry and get it. Does he hit him? What does he hit him with? And he bleeds. Oh, he hits him with a crutch. And people look at him. You know, he killed the general. All these adults, and this kid killed the general. And look at how he's being treated. I'll go get some. What did he just do? What just happened? Did he accidentally kick the dog? And he cares more about him hurting the dog than he did about Guts? What? I'm confused about these panels right here because it looks like he kicked the dog. There's big bad Gambino up on his hill. We should all be so lucky. Hey, say that again. Go on, say it again. No, we didn't really... Hey, Gambino, don't get worked up. It was a joke. A joke? Then why don't we see how sharp your wit is? I don't care if there's two of you. Pointing the sword at... If you ain't brave enough to fight a wounded man, I don't want to hear any of your crap. Look how angry he is. And he throws down the money because he didn't even, gain oh, good job, or hey, keep working hard from Gambino. Just gotta, hey, go get some meat for my dog. And swings his Dragon Slayer mini so deep, carves halfway into the post. Rain starts to fall on the camp. I should stop thinking about it. Right now, all I need to think about is surviving tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll kill lots of enemies again. Earn lots of money. And that's where, he's very goal-oriented. And is he doing this to distract himself? And there's a man, you can see the missing leg, so this is Gambino. Looking like a fucking demon. Tries to attack him for some reason. Gambino, what are you... Gambino? He's drunk? It was so careless of me. Things are like this all because I let you stay here. I figured you'd just die before long. Puny little runt. Shouldn't even have been alive anyway. But what happened? Shisu, the one who picked you up, died. Then I lost a leg and had to quit as leader. Too stupid even for a joke. So he's blaming it all on Guts' existence. Placing him to be the burden on us all. What the hell have you got against me? Giving me evil for good. What have you got against me, huh? You're a devil's child, Guts. A cursed child who's nothing but bad luck. You should have died on that day 11 years ago beneath your mother's corpse. Ooh. You should have died. Does he run away or does he kill him? Let's see what happens. Does he defend himself or run away? I'll let you in on something. You remember what happened the night of your first battle? Donovan bought you for 3 silver coins. I'm the one he paid. So he didn't even have to ask him. He didn't even have to, beg for the information or demand it. He presented it willingly just to crush Guts in his drunken envy, jealousy, bitterness to destroy him emotionally. No, because he was denying it this entire time. He stopped thinking about it, denied it, and now he's being told flat out by the man himself. No. Why? Why? Because I was sick of you, that's why. You killed Shisu, and then you followed me around like some lonely puppy. And he's saying that like some lonely puppy when you literally have an actual puppy with you that you care about and are showing more affection and love and attention to than a human being in front of you. Why? Why? Oh! This is a good cliffhanger to leave it on. Ooh, it's through the neck. I thought it was through the shoulder. It's through the fucking neck. God damn. And he misses. He lands, he misses. Done. So, let's discuss. These 2 chapters were just so powerful and heavy and especially graphic today. A baby born from a corpse, a child mercenary fighting in wars and sieges, killing another man before the age of 12. That same child getting raped and sold for money like property by the man he looked up to and sought acknowledgement and affirmation from. How ironic, I enter 2 chapters. This new collection called The Golden Age, and I figured I'd see hardship and perseverance, but I don't know why I thought I was about to see just glory and I don't know what else. But all I see in this golden age so far is violence, trauma, and tragedy. Like a myth. Like a story. Kind of like a creation myth. I see how a child was forged into the guts. I know, but I'm still learning to know as an adult. A genesis, like I said, a creation myth of sorts, a genesis. But it's just full of blood and mud and hurt. Guts has no family. He's not born into any family. He's not even born to anyone alive. Not even around anyone alive. He's born out of a corpse tree in a battlefield, laying in the mud underneath his dead, strung up mother with the umbilical cord hanging out of her, cut, with the other end still attached to him. Soldiers of that war find him, and so his life began where his mother and countless others ended. In this battlefield where most people's stories end, he survived what should kill an adult, where most men die. We've seen in these prologue chapters Guts's raw drive to survive, his refusal to die, and it all starts from birth. His infant body refused to die under that tree. He's taken in by a woman named Shisu, and by extension, Gambino. And to me, the woman sex slave, piece of property, I assume to Gambino, who she had just suffered a miscarriage from, his would be his child. She had just suffered a miscarriage, finds a baby in need of a mother, and she's a mother in need of a child, giving her purpose and life once again, an adoption. She is allowed to take the child not out of love or compassion, maybe for her, but for the camp and for Gambino, and what she doesn't have free will. The choices she's given is assigned to her, or it's whatever her choices are is a privilege given by who owns her. So it's not like she chose to take the child. She was allowed to take the child. So when I say, she was allowed to take the child not out of love or compassion, I'm meaning in more so practicality. She can nurse the child. Gambino, he can bargain, he gains new property, a new mouth to feed, but now can become another pair of hands later on. It's not love, it's logistics to the man we know as Gambino. And what a weird random name too. I said it during the reaction, Gambino. It just makes me think of the 5 families. Lucchese, Genovese, Colombo, Bonanno, Gambino. The commission. So every time I say his name, I just think of a New York Italian mobster. The story time skips several years, multiple times, through Guts's early childhood, growing up in a mercenary caravan. Shisu dies way too early. Guts is way young for her to have much lasting impact or memory on his life. She is quickly forgotten as we flip the early pages, left behind immediately in the first few pages, and we don't really see her again. He is only left with Gambino now. Love, that ain't lesson number 1. Family isn't lesson number 1 or number 2. Survival is lesson number 1. His toys growing up were swords and shields, and not so much playtime as grueling training time, and not even so much training because we just see him getting pummeled and abused. No cuts and bruises from, playing in the dirt, play wrestling with other kids, climbing trees, just having fun as a child. His earliest cuts and bruises are from swords and kicks and elbows, being shown no mercy or restraint or tenderness. Is the training going on affection? Maybe when you look at it from super far away, but get up close and it's just abuse and punishment. Gambino doesn't hesitate to leave life-lasting scars on Guts' face and body, like the one right across his nose that hit the bone, just to brutalize him for the sake of, I don't even know if to create a strong warrior mercenary soldier, to create a survivor, because that would still imply that Gambino cares about Guts' survival. I think he's just seeing Guts as a tool, and you have to sharpen and hone in and make sure that tool doesn't rust and become dull. There's only lightning flashes of sentiment, positive affirmation, connection between the two of them. The boy is pushed toward the field in his first battle, not because he's ready for it, but because Gambino demands it, even telling Guts something like he'll throw him away to the battlefield. He doesn't care. But you see, in the second battle, Gambino is more exclaiming let's work hard, keep going, Guts, let's go. You know what kind of man Gambino is from the first pages. So you can see the relationship between Guts and Gambino develop, and it's a development down a toxic attachment path. A man who houses him, feeds him, gives him a sense of belonging to someone and to this group, trains him, spends time with him, gives him attention and acknowledgement, even smiles and encouragement here and there. Or at least that's how Guts sees it. Even saves his life in the middle of a battle. And, this attachment is not going to be good because we saw from the very beginning who Gambino was. He's an abuser. He's a man only looking out for himself, at the end of the day, collecting property, collecting bargaining chips. And this is where I'm about to discuss sexual violence with blunt honesty. It is just, it's grim and it's graphic. The mercenary camp has already taught Guts a lot. Bodies are expendable tools. Bodies can be bought. People are traded. Food and protection and everything is traded in this camp. And everyone and everything is measured by their usefulness. The rape is the endpoint of all these rules and facts. Gambino takes Donovan's coin. 3 fucking silver pieces to sell a child for the night. He's no guardian at all. It's only contracts and deals and transactions to him. What can get him coin? What can get him just a little bit more further? What can he barter and bargain with? What can he gain? We are kept close to Guts in the panels. But there's no erotic framing whatsoever for obvious reasons. That would be too far. That would just be disgusting. And nothing is really shown for obvious reasons. We only get one panel at the end. We get the fight and the struggle, and then we are left to understand what happens after Guts is overpowered. We are zoomed in and stuck on the faces, particularly on the eyes. And again, we understand what's happening. We know what's happening is disgusting and despicable and evil, and it's violating. The eyes tell us this child, Guts' mind, In that moment, you look at his eyes and you can see like the consciousness splitting. His mind is splitting between survival in the now, wait for it to be over with, and then looking into the future and the story he will have to tell himself to live with later on. Guts' lesson is that, and there's no lesson to be gained out of something as traumatic as that, but I don't know what other word you... His lesson is that Gambino was never a father. He was never a father figure. He was a king, and Guts was nothing but a subject. And Gambino isn't a tropey, cliche, cackling, evil villain either. He's just an adult, a failed adult, a very real, ordinary adult in a cruel world being cruel. Guts later killing Donovan in the forest is like the first real decisive choice he makes himself. Like the first real choice that's not assigned to him. He takes his agency back. It's now his own judgment. The verdict he renders himself on the guilty. And he deals a swift and cold justice vengeance. In this world, he was a thing to be used and tossed around. Well, here, he's a person of choosing. He's fulfilling his own contract. There's no frenzy or panic. It's silent. It's very intentional, rational. Comes up behind him on horseback, fires a bolt straight through his chest, then another through his gaping mouth, then sends his blade into the face to end it officially. Made him look pathetic. Years go by again. Guts never confronted Gambino back then about his rape, even with Donovan having said to Guts' face he bought him from Gambino, rented him for the night. He refused to believe it as just being simply preposterous, and he paid it no mind, threw it away. But here we are in the present. Gambino has lost a leg. He can't fight any longer. He spends his time doting on a new puppy, giving it the warmth and affection and proper attention he's always withheld from Guts. Gambino's injury rearranged his identity pretty much. A one-legged mercenary, he's now a contradiction to his own world economy that treats bodies as tools and property. He's a useless tool. He's damaged property. He's useless. He's a burden. He's baggage. His income is cut off. His status in the camp is cut off. His leg is literally cut off, and that's why that happens. And his body is easily cut down. He suffers from physical and economic pain, and he has wounded pride. The puppy drops in to his life, and wow, Gambino can tolerate some tenderness, it seems. Though there is that panel where he kicks the puppy. But contrast to Guts is the point. The puppy is what receives affection and care. Guts gets ordered around and gets his resentment. Gambino tells him, hey, go fetch some food for the dog. That money will pay for the food for the dog. The puppy doesn't hit at Gambino's pride. A dog accepts hierarchy. A dog can't speak, and a dog cannot question. Gambino likes that. Caring for Guts would force him to face the fact, he sold a boy's body for coin. Face the fact he blames the boy for Shisu's death. And face the fact that he himself now leans on a boy's labor. Before, Guts was the mouth to feed, the one who had to earn his keep. Now Gambino is the mouth to feed and to take care of. He's the burden. He's the one not earning his keep any longer, relying on an 11-year-old to earn money and fight. Guts no longer relies on Gambino. Gambino relies on him. Gambino is no longer the center of his small world. Having a puppy satisfies this craving of Gambino's, this living thing that depends on him and looks up to him and is beholden to him, you know. And this angers Gambino. Late at night, Gambino enters Guts' tent in an attempt to kill him, confront him. All this bottled up rage and resentment coming to the surface. And I don't know if it's just out of nowhere, or if Gambino is in a drunken rage. I don't know. But he looks like a demon, a devil, something Guts would surely come to fight later on. Gambino blames Guts for everything. Shisu's death, the loss of his leg. He externalizes blame on the child. You know, he even said Guts should have died under that tree. And the two clash steel. What a cliffhanger to see what happens next chapter. And that's where I'm going to have to go to next chapter. And that's also where I'm now going to end today's discussion, so we can move on and see that cliffhanger and how it ends. So, like the video to let me know you enjoyed it today. Subscribe to stay in the loop here. Keep the conversation going down in the comments below. Check out my Patreon for exclusives and unedited reactions. With that said, so long, farewell, until next time. Thank you, have a good one, peace.